This is a failed thermal pane seal. You can see it's no longer clear. It's foggy inside. You can never clean that glass. It's in between the glass. You do have to have the glass panes replaced. So for a glass company to come out and replace the thermal pane for you, you're looking at a minimum of $300 to $400 to have it professionally replaced for you. 2 trips for the contractor. Now, if you do it yourself, you can do it for a third of that cost. You need to measure the opening of the pane, not the window sash, the actual glass pane. Measure the height, the width, and the thickness. Turn it into your window supplier. There'll be a great savings for you. I bet you can do it yourself. When you order the thermal pane from the window supplier, you're looking at 1 to 2 weeks easy of lead time for them to prepare it. So you have to consider that. If you have a complete broken window or a hole, you're going to have to board up the window while you're waiting on your replacement pane. This is what a thermal pane looks like. It is sealed from the factory, 2 separate panes of glass. It has some technology in there to make it more energy efficient. They also suck out the oxygen, put an inert gas in there like argon, which is great for insulation. Okay, so this window is actually broken, so we're going to prioritize this one over the fogged up windows. You can leave fogged up windows in your house for a period of time. It's not hurting anything. It just looks very unappealing, and it's not as insulating as good as it should. If you have a couple small breaks, you could do duct tape over the glass while you're removing the pane so it doesn't shatter all over the place. This one's beyond that, beyond help, so it's probably going to make quite a mess, but we're going to open up the window and take it out of the sash. When working with glass, you do want to think about safety. Leather gloves, excellent choice for working around glass. Now you could do this entirely on the outside of a house. Here we're on the 2nd story and we got lucky. It's the lower sash that tilts in, so it's easy just to remove it entirely. Now when this was factory sealed, you had these strips. So you would start by removing the strips. Okay, so yeah, these are going to be factory sealed. There could be a little bit of glazing or caulking in there, so you want to remove that. Once you get under it, they will come out. You're actually prying it off here. Let me show you on this one who's still factory sealed. Okay. Okay, once it broke free, it should come a little easier now. Okay. That's off, that's off. We got one over here on the edge. Now, when they put these in, on the back side, there's often a double stick foam tape, or sometimes it's in caulk. See how lucky we get here on how easy it's going to push out. But yeah, there might be a little bit of a seal to break on the other side. So use something to pry off that glass. Here the factory installer used double-sided sticky tape and they really had it on tight. We had to work hard to get it off. And then here I had good luck with a flat knife. This is a utility knife, drywall knife. It actually scraped pretty good to get that residue off and get the last little bit of sticky glass frame off. Okay, we got the sash all cleaned up. Boy, that original adhesive that they used was formidable. We really had to work hard at that. But still, you're making $200 an hour doing your own window replacement, so it's well worth the effort. So here's the new pane that we had ordered. They do label this glaze size as the inside. Now, before we lay it in the sash, you do want to put back in double-sided foam tape or caulk. You can do either one. I'm actually going to do a silicone caulk. I'm not going to put a lot on it. I'm going to go fairly small, but it is rated for outdoor, window, and door, and siding trim use. We're just going to put a light bead in there. All right, again, be mindful of the sides. Again, the manufacturer labeled the glaze size as the inside. We have our caulking in place. All right, push it into the caulking or the foam tape. Make sure it's seated well. Have a little bit of a push out on the other side. I bet I could just smear that in a minute. Okay, we have our different locations marked out. You do have to be mindful. One of the 4 pieces, trim pieces for the sash is totally different. This interlocking groove piece, it goes towards the glass. It was throwing me for a loop for a minute. What it does is when you close the bottom sash, it locks in with this top groove, so it seals the 2 sashes nice and tight and you don't get any air draft back there. So yeah, one of the strips is totally different shape than the rest, and it was confusing me just for a second. So yeah, you want to start in the corner, and then once you get the corner happy with, you can start working your way in. You'll see that groove as it closes up, you know you're doing a good job. All right, snap the sash back in place, do a final cleanup on your work. I bet you can do it yourself.